Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yogi's Tonight for a special from Indiana Sports Beat. Jim Coyle with you as always. And tonight we're going to be talking to Tamar Bates and Miller Kopp, two of the new faces coming in for Indiana basketball this year. Charlie Miller, former All-American, to join us here in just a few minutes as he is finishing up some training. But guys, welcome. Welcome into tonight's show. First of all, appreciate you guys taking the time to join us, Miller and Tamar.
Yeah, no, than's for having me. It's good to be on.
Appreciate you. Excited to be here.
It's great to have you guys, and I know, and you guys are still busy in communicating. It's hard to imagine, but you're both still just trying to finish up school right now, and all this other stuff, the whirlwind of activity that's going on, that kind of gets lost in that you guys are finishing your semesters right now, and that's always tough. Miller, I'll start with you. You're still at Northwestern right now.
Yeah, so for me, it's kind of weird because we're on the quarter system, so I'll be in school till the first, second week in June, taking finals. But luckily it's all online, so I can do it from home in Houston and be able to just do my work here and work out and kind of be on a good schedule.
How's the being online thing? How was that this year? Did that make it a little bit easier being an athlete, having that opportunity or having that ability to do that?
It did, yeah. Not having to like walk to class or, get rides everywhere was nice. Just being able to wake up, make breakfast, do your work, and then go to practice and lift. And, everything you need is kind of right there on your computer. So it's easy, especially doing stuff on the road too. You weren't really missing anything too much.
And Tamar, for you, finishing up in high school at IMG Academy, of course, a little different, but the same thing. You're still going through the COVID protocols and all that. How has that been for you? Not a typical high school that you're finishing up with, kind of like being at college, but still rather difficult with all the parameters we've been under.
Oh man, I didn't have the luxury of having online school this year. We had to go the whole year and just wore masks. But we getting ready to finish up. I think I have one more full week, and then I'll be done. And then our finals actually got canceled, so we don't have finals or anything like that. I mean, I'm just trying to finish out.
Well, that's got to make it a little easier, I would hope, as you do that. So once you can get through finishing out school and getting all that done, it's not like you can take much of a break. Miller, I know you said it's going to delay you a little bit getting down here because you're not going to get down to maybe the June 12th or so, but you're coming, I guess, directly from Northwestern down to Bloomington?
Yep. I mean, I'm actually in Houston right now, but the day that my transcripts, my grades come in is the day, that same day I'll be enrolled in IU and move in and then start whatever stuff I have to do to, be able to get on the court. I think I'll just have to be, I think I'll be enrolled in classes that day too. So once I'm out of Northwestern, the same day I'll be in IU. So it's going to be quite pretty crazy, but I'm excited and I wish I could just be up there right now.
That is kind of a crazy thought of, first of all, just going basically from one semester to the next in a day or so. But that's not just the case here. You're going from a great university at Northwestern to another great university at Indiana University, but different. You're going to two completed different schools within a matter of days. That's not something that a lot of people get to experience.
Yeah, no, it's going to be pretty cool. Just, kind of going to a whole different world. Indiana is going to be amazing. I don't even have, I have expectations, but I really don't have any, just so I can get there and it be everything I expected and more.
And tomorrow, like I said, you're at IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida, so it's been a little different. And you just pointed out how much different because you did not have the luxury of online classes. You've had to go and do everything. So that makes it even more difficult, plus all that you're dealing with on the basketball side, I'm sure makes it difficult. When are you going to be getting done? When are you going to be able to make it into Bloomington?
My last official day going to school is May 21st, and then I graduate on the 28th. So a couple days after that, I'll fly out probably the 31st, and then I'll be in Bloomington June 1st, I believe.
And it's the same for you. I mean, it's a very quick turnaround. What is that like, having spent so much time, in this at one place, and then boom, you're gone and off to it's a new adventure and a new chapter in your life. But it happens fast.
I mean, I'm just realizing this part of it. Like as I get older, obviously, I'm probably not gonna have too many more summer breaks as I did before my senior year. But I don't know. I mean, it's like I gotta go handle my business. I mean, we all like ready to go to school. So I mean, whenever they need us there, we all gonna get there, get ready to go to work.
Well, let's talk about that exact thing, going to work. The Indiana basketball program, of course, both of you guys know it's a storied program. A lot of change going on right now, and you guys are part of that change. And it's welcome change, and the fans are looking forward to that. Miller, I know that you know most about that because you're coming from Northwestern, as I said. That's going to be kind of weird, first of all. What's that going to be like?
My computer's lagging a little bit.
That's
so
okay.
I can't really.
We'll let you get caught up, but we'll let you get caught back up. But
I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or what.
But tomorrow, what I was gonna ask Miller about is he's actually coming from Northwestern, which is a competitor of Indiana in the Big Ten Conference, and of course you can't speak for him, but that's got to be a different experience to come from a team that you've played against and play for a team like that.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I'll be thinking about that too. Like just like how you gonna feel going into playing. Yeah, we play at Northwestern. Yeah, so
the schedule came out today. That's one of the things. It was Northwestern, one of the teams that they only play
Can't
on the road.
Can't hear you guys.
I believe. So
computer's frozen.
It's okay, Miller. We'll get back to you, buddy. But yeah, the schedule came out today, so that was just for the Big Ten portion of that. Tamar, what are you looking forward to most when you get here?
I mean, I just say getting around like the entire team, getting around the guys. I mean, just ready to get into that grind, that preseason grind with them. Just ready to build some chemistry this summer. So we can have a successful season.
And there's going to be new faces coming in to Indiana. Guys. There's some that are already here, of course.
I don't know what I should do.
Who are some of the guys that you're looking forward to playing with that you've seen that are here? What can you gain from those guys?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's one or two specific guys that I'm looking forward to. Getting with and playing with. Because I mean, I don't know. I've never met half the team probably. So I'm really just excited to meet everyone, learn everybody's game, their tendencies, their weaknesses, and, just figure out, how we can win. I knew of Christian Lander, Trey Galloway. Like I knew them just from like AAU basketball and just watching. So, I mean, like I know those guys. But
And Trace Jackson Davis, of course, is the highest scoring player coming back in the Big Ten. That's going to be someone that I would think that you're going to be looking very much forward to playing with. There's the other returning Indiana players, Race Thompson, big guys down there. Also, you've got Miller, the wing that's coming in as Charlie Miller joins us now. But there's a lot of different guys that are going to be on this roster that weren't on the roster before. And that's going to be a lot of new faces, but you're used to integrating into different teams like that. But talk about the difficulties of coming in and being the new guy. Charlie, welcome, by the way.
First off, I'm just going to come in with the mentality of following coach's lead, just trying to build, the culture that I know he wants to see happen with this team. And then just, following the older guys. I feel like we got a really good mix of like veterans, you could say, for college, like juniors, seniors that have been there. Like they know the league, they know the college game, and then some guys that are, I got Logan and then some more sophomores that are still learning with me. So, I feel like it's really good, and I'm excited, to build that team chemistry.
Charlie, you spent a lot of time in development. Tamar Bates, meet Charlie Miller, former All-American at Indiana, played for Coach Bob Knight, of course. Just got out of the gym probably of doing some training. Tamar's going to be going into the gym as soon as we get done to do some training. And that's just that's the thing. It's just the constant grind. And just talking to Tamar about, he's going to be coming directly from IMG right to Bloomington. There's no summer, there's no summer break. There's no summer off. And he said, I'm realizing this is my deal now. And he's right. It's about business, and he's ready to go to it. But I'd like great to introduce you two guys.
Hey, how you doing, Tamar?
Good. How you doing, Charlie?
Good, man. Appreciate you. Hey, so it's no days off, man. You know. I mean, it's the grind, right? I mean, that's the process of getting better. And to share with you, here it is. I'm 44. I played at IU for 4 years. So what you're about to embark on, that journey, I remember 25 plus years ago, right? Being a freshman. I know you came from Kansas City to IMG. I have ties in Kansas City. Actually, one of my mentors lives in Kansas City, who actually I've learned to play development from. But just I want to hear this, if this is okay. So your journey through the post grad, right? And knowing that you were going to go to Texas and you didn't go there, so thank God you didn't. I understand why as well. Talk about what made you come to IU. What was the commitment to IU?
I mean, so from going through the recruitment process the first time around, like me and my parents, and along with my AAU coach, he's been through it. Like, I mean, probably a little bit under half his life, but we just kind of knew like exactly what to look for and like what we wanted, and we were kind of like grateful to because we felt comfortable at Texas, but we were like, okay, I got a second chance, so I really can't mess this one up. And I mean, after coming in contact with Coach Hunter, Coach Woodson, Coach Ya, I mean they all just they checked all the boxes of all the things that me and my family felt were the most important.
What are those boxes, Tamar, that you guys value and we're looking for?
A second, actually, I say, first of all, like I said, the coaches, I would say the adults that me and my family can trust, and they're also concerned with my character development along with my basketball skill development. The opportunity to be able to compete for significant minutes, to be able to come in and play right away and just have an impact my freshman year. A team that has a potential to compete for a national championship or just any type of championship, because it's better when you win it. And then I just say players on the team that value defense as much as they do offense, if not more.
Man, there you go, Charlie. You can tell Tamar is ready to go. He knows exactly what he wants to do and where he wants to be. Miller Kopp rejoining us. Charlie Miller is with us, former All-American player at Indiana as well. Played in the 90s for Coach Bob Knight. Miller is coming from Northwestern. He's been shooting the three ball up there, and he's been playing against Indiana, so familiar with the Big Ten play. That's what I was trying to ask you earlier, Miller. What's it going to be like coming to Bloomington, or not coming to Bloomington, but going to Northwestern, wearing a different uniform?
It's going to be wild. I mean, all my best friends, and then the guys I got to grow, really grow with for the past 3 years. It's good just playing against them in a wild setting. Just, it's going to be surreal. I've already texted a little bit with them about, what I'm going to say to get in their head, all that kind of stuff. But it's going to be, really surreal just to go in there and compete and get a win, really.
Charlie.
Awesome. Yeah. So, Miller, how you doing, man? I'm Charlie Miller, by the way. So it's us. Pretty cool first name, man. I love it.
Yeah, so, great last.
So for me, yeah, man. So for me to you, the question, I know, I watched film on both of you guys too, by the way. And tomorrow I'm gonna come back to you on your effort, man. I'm gonna talk about you keep that going. You're great. Everything's working out for you. Miller, I know you can shoot the basketball, and the transition from Northwestern to Indiana, was it more about the opportunity to say compete for position playing time? Tamar talked about that also, an ability to win and to win big coming to IU. Is that something that you thought about? So I saw, so you said you and Coach Woodson got right to X's and O's and how he can help you become a better player, a better person.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a basketball decision for me. I want to win, and I want to win on the biggest stage, in the biggest way possible. And I wasn't able to do that at Northwestern, but that's definitely something. A reason for me to go to IU, and as far as the basketball piece, like I said, I got right down to the X's and O's, and how he wants to play and how he played when he was, in New York, and I just love the stuff he showed, and kind of where I fit in, and also where he saw me being able to grow as a player, and those aspects really intrigue me because complacency is a killer. It's a poison, and I want to be out of my comfort zone. I want to be pushed, and I feel like that's where I'm at my best, and so for me that was really intriguing too.
Awesome.
I know you've played in Assembly Hall as an opponent, Miller, but what's it going to be like to play in Assembly Hall as a home courter, as someone from IU? That's got to be a different experience, and so the importance of that place. Last year there was no fans there, and it was a very sullen place without them. Every place was. Hopefully this year is quite different, but that's going to have to be pretty special for you coming out of that tunnel, because you know how special that place is.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. I mean, even when I was at Northwestern on the opposing team, I still got chills running out of that tunnel, even though I was, getting boos, just because I appreciate the culture and the love for the game of basketball, which is, what I have. And that's something that I see the fans and the tradition and, everything that arena and that atmosphere embodies is it's going to be a dream come true for me to run out, wearing the candy stripes, and my older brother, he came and watched me play my sophomore year, and I played pretty well, but he said, he shed a tear, watching me run out of the tunnel, just because of, the atmosphere and seeing kind of how far I'd come to finally be on that stage in that environment and in that position was just amazing to him. So I think that for me, being able to do that is going to be amazing.
That's amazing. And Charlie, of course, you know what that's like. You did it for 4 years. Tamar is going to get to experience that, but no one better to tell him than you what that will be like.
Well, no, I mean, listen, man, it means a lot to put that uniform on, and it means a lot to walk through those tunnels, and it means a lot when you play in front of 18,000 people and you can't hear yourself think. That's a beautiful thing. Right. I mean, and other teams can't hear themselves think. That's a beautiful thing. And that passion that shows up when I just kind of put myself back in the locker room, slapping something before we walked out, saying some words we used to say, going out on that floor and giving all you got. And one thing I want to share with you guys, man, and it sounds like you already are there. Just keep this in mind as words of wisdom. Every possession matters, man. Every possession, no possession off. Defense, offense, on the bench, how can I be better? How can I be good? Right. And that's what I see in both of you guys bringing value to IU. And I feel it's something that's going to be a breath of fresh air. One of the other things, guys, you got going that I really want you to take value into. Coach Woodson is a former player. He gets it. He knows where y'all want to go if you want to play next level. And I have a strong feeling you all do. Guess what he did? He did those things. So not only do you have a great person tomorrow who's going to help you build character, become a better person that you're looking for in your family, Miller, you got somebody who shot the pill. Hey, Jim, his favorite shot was the bank shot. it was the back. He can shoot and play. So guys, I want to tell you, man, you guys are in a great position with a 30-year veteran NBA coach, head coach, now back at the college ranks, and he knows exactly what you guys are after and becoming all you can be. So I'm excited for you guys, man. I really am. I'm excited.
And then there's the thought of having Thad Matta back behind them to back them up. But we kind of forget that.
And he was at Ohio State, fellas, when I was in college. He was the head coach of Ohio State. So there's you guys got. I mean, Dane Fike was under me, so I know Dane. I know Dane's family. Dane was a middle schooler when I was coming up in the days, but this is like, yeah, you guys are in a great position, man, to compete for minutes, earned minutes, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Tamar, earned minutes, and it's a great thing.
And you guys are in such different places, and it's great. Miller coming from 3 years of playing and starting in the Big Ten, Tamar starting his journey, but at a very high level, one in which he's going to be playing a lot of minutes next year as well, we expect. How can you guys help each other? And by that, I mean the veteran, the guy that's been there for 3 years, and the guy that's coming in, but he's a player, and he needs help because he's going to be on the floor. Miller, I'll go with you first.
I think one thing, just being an older guy, and even last year, as a junior, kind of learning the ropes as a leader and as somebody who, people look to for, some maybe advice, maybe, when they mess up, when they, do something good, just being able to, talk to everybody different and understand that, Tamar is going to have some struggles just as every freshman does. I know he works his butt off and I love that. And, that's how I am. And so I think just for me and for him, I don't want to act like I'm going to help him through, all his adversity. I'm going to just take him under my, I can't sit here and say that, but I do know that, I'm going to be there as a teammate, as a friend, as a brother for him, no matter what, whether he has his best game, his worst game, his best practice, his worst practice, I'm going to be there because I know 3 years ago I was in that position and I was, fighting to earn minutes and I was learning the system and I was, learning what it meant to be a college athlete and learning how to conduct and carry myself on and off the court.
Yeah.
So those things are all big, but just having him know that, I'm going to be there, by his side, no matter what. That's the biggest thing I can get across, really.
Perfect.
Charlie, that's I know, in talking to so many of you guys, that the importance of that, of passing that down, and there is so much to pass down, and I mean that. It is what you do as a freshman. Hey, let me show you the ropes real fast. Don't do this. Don't do that. And you better do this, and indoctrinate them into each school is different. Their traditions that are different. So you have to have those guys to do that, and the importance of that. And having someone like Miller, even though he's coming from someplace different, he's still a veteran, and you can tell that he recognizes all of that and quickly will grasp onto that. But then there are the other guys that are here as well for Tamar. But that is something that Tamar you get to experience. And Charlie, tell him about. I guess it's better for you to address that on being a freshman, coming in and dealing with the guys, the older guys that are going to be imparting that upon you.
Yeah, I mean, the level of competition is going to be there too. Let's not skirt around that. There's going to be competition inside. I remember coming in as a freshman, there was a lot of competition. Coming in heralded, highly recruited. That's going to be that, but yet you band together as brothers. One of the great aspects I feel they're going to have, Jim, is everyone's new pretty much, right? And that's kind of like everyone's going to have an opportunity to learn and gel and galvanize together, right? So I think there's going to be a lot of leadership both ways, not just guys saying, here's how we do it. So what is one thing on passing the torch like you talked about? I get that, but you got a lot of newness, right? I mean, you're going to have guys who know how to get to Valentine Hall going to class. Another story, another day. We'll talk about that, right? Union, right? Stuff, how to be places. Everybody's going to be new, right? So you're going to have a lot of leadership from guys who may have not contributed a lot, but that's okay because that's going to bring you together as family. That's what it's going to be. And that's what I'm excited about more than anything for these guys.
Tamar, what's some of the things you're looking forward to? But obviously the basketball side of things, but from the college side of things, getting to Bloomington, what are some of the things you're looking forward to outside of basketball, outside of the gym, of experiencing?
Well, you saying just in Indiana?
Yeah, whatever. Just anything outside of that gym.
I mean, I really just say just being inside of that college athlete we playing college basketball, but like really just being inside of that, because I have so many friends and people that I know that are at that level now, and they just tell me about it. So I mean, I'm just looking forward to being inside of that, going to all the different arenas, traveling to all the places where we gonna play at. That's really it. Just like, actually being a college basketball athlete.
The Big Ten schedule came out today. The Big Ten games, speaking of venues, Assembly Hall, the most historic venue, of course, in the Big Ten, but some great places to play. Michigan State, whether it's Michigan, Ohio State, just some great places and tough places to play. Northwestern can be tough when it needed to be at times. I mean, that Welsh Ryan Arena, it's an old rickety one, but man, sometimes it don't matter. They can make a place be what it needs to be at the time, but there's no place that will rock like Assembly Hall when Indiana is rolling, and that's a thing I think that a lot of fans are looking forward to getting back to. And how important is it to both of you, because Miller, I'll start with you, of being a part of getting that back, because that is a ton of tradition that has been sitting there for quite a while, but it's been kind of missing for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think of it as it's just kind of like ready to erupt. A place that I'm still learning the history and learning the tradition and culture. I was talking with AJ Guyton a while ago, and he was just telling me one of the things. I mean, I have them written down right here. A couple of the things, some of his advice, and one of them was learn the history and learn. About the teams that are about the national championship teams, the teams that struggled, everything that I can, just so going into Indiana, I have a better sense of what Indiana basketball is all about.
And that's there is a ton of history, and I know that Tamar, that's tougher for someone like you because you're coming in from the total outside. Miller's in the Big Ten, so he's got some familiarity. But what knowledge of Indiana, the Big Ten, did you have before they started recruiting you? How much more have you added to that since you've committed to Indiana?
Years ago, I would watch. I watched Yogi Ferrell throughout his whole career. Vic Oladipo got what's his name? Play with Boston.
Oh, Romeo Langford.
Langford. I know about all those guys, and I saw how Assembly Hall can get, and then prior to that, just how Indiana basketball was literally king, in the 80s. So I've over deeper into it. I'm starting to realize how much it means to put that jersey on, and in terms of what we look to accomplish this year, I just see it as another challenge that needs to be checked off.
Charlie, you were someone that came from not from Indiana, you came from Florida, but you instantly recognized all of that and still embrace it. You embrace it to this day. You rock it like you own it, and it's a part of you. And I think that's awesome to have that, and I think that's something that Miller knows what's coming because he's got a piece of that someplace else. He's going to be lucky to have it at two places, but Tamar's going to get that here, and that's a fraternity that it's an exclusive fraternity, and it's a very, very good one to be in. But it's a great experience he's going to get to experience soon.
Yeah, and you don't know that. You don't realize that coming in. You're trying to grab. AJ Guyton Miller was my roommate my senior year. And good thing he talked about the history, right? But there's so many things you're trying to get a hold of, but the most important thing is your minutes, your contribution and services, right? Because that's why you're going to school there, to do whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah.
But to start to understand the past helps you stay present. And I think that's what I learned more than anything, guys. I came from Miami, Florida. I came, and this is back in the 90s where really, basketball really wasn't a thing in Florida. IMG was known for tennis. It wasn't even known for basketball. Hadn't even existed in IMG. And so So I learned that in my first game against one of the rivals that you guys gonna figure out, Purdue. Emil, I know you know about that, but Purdue, and that was like, that's when I realized I got hit in the jaw, I got hit in you know what, and they said I hate you, MFer, and that's when I said, okay, it's real. Nah, okay, it's on. It's on, right? And I'm just being real with you, right? So now you got them games, you can't sleep at night, and you don't even care because the drill is going. You look forward to playing those early morning games, those late games, because it's that jersey. You put them stripes on, it's gonna do something too.
Speaking of Purdue, both you guys, that is something that has been a thorn in Indiana's side. 0-9 right
why
now.
I bring it up.
That is not something that Indiana is accustomed to. Indiana fans are not accustomed to it, and they're not happy about it, I can promise you.
I see Tamar's face just changed when you said that. His face just changed. Yeah, we got to take care of Purdue folks. Hey, look, we can't. We got to take care of them. We got to get the state back.
There's been so many comments on the side you got to have seen about that. That is something. They take it very seriously, Tamar, but it's great to be a part of. What are you looking for as far as to get out of your game? I know you want to go to the next level. What are you looking forward to getting from these coaches individually? You talked about improving yourself as a man, of course. Your game, what are you working on right now to improve on, and as you come here to Bloomington in June? June.
I mean, I'm still, improving my body, like in terms of like in the weight room, and then in terms of like my actual game. I mean, I've been like drilling, just like my right hand being able to dominate the game on the right side of the floor, as I do the left. I mean, continue to sharpen my jump shot, being able to shoot it more consistent from deeper. Of course, working on my handle. I mean, I would just say being able to run the one if that needs to happen. The game could go any kind of way in terms of like fouls or injuries, like God forbid. But I mean, really just trying to completely have a well-rounded game.
Charlie, do you still have your notebook? Your 4 notebooks?
I still do all 4 years.
Go ahead and tell them what those 4 years of notebooks were from.
So, I mean, it was something it's a suggestion as we put this out there, guys. I'm just shooting words of wisdom. You take it for what it's worth. Like AJ gave you a suggestion. It was something that we had to do. And you might want to ask Coach Woodson about it because they probably do it too. But we had
4 years of too, probably.
Yeah, we had to keep notebooks. So like every practice, you wrote down notes. Every film session you watched on your own, you took notes, and it became a habit. So you learn how to study, you learn how to observe. Right. So one of the biggest things I'm going to talk about really is the biggest learning curve. And Miller, you could probably attest to this was playing defense. Right. I think playing defense is it's always a learning curve, especially if you come from. I don't care where you come from. But playing defense at that level, because everyone's bigger, stronger, faster. And my suggestion would be take notes, man. Guys, don't be afraid to take notes. Not just Miller notes, because there's too much going on in our minds. Write down this stuff. Write this stuff down, man, daily. Soak this stuff up, man. Be what I call a trampoline, man. Absorb this stuff to the best of your abilities and recall your notes. So when you got games, practices, what you got to get better at, you got reference points.
I don't know a Bob Knight player that does not have 4 years of those notebooks. Yeah. I mean, every Bob Knight player I know has 4 years of notebooks. They had all of them had to take it. I mean, it was basically a class when he was the coach at Indiana.
You learn how to become a student of the game. Yeah, you learn. I mean, bottom line, you learn how to become a student of the game. I didn't value that coming in because I didn't realize that until I was in my locker room. I saw a notebook. I'm like, what is that? You got to take notes. Okay, cool. I still got a note from one of the coaches that was Dan Dockage. Jim, I still got a note from Dockage inside one of my notebooks. Funny, but I just kept the scrap of paper. So,
well, guys, anything else that what are you looking forward to outside of basketball of doing in between? I know, Miller, you're going to have very, very little time. He's still in Houston right now. Are you going to have at least a day to clear your mind, to do anything?
For me, I think I'm moving in on the 12th, and then getting my physical the 13th, and then, working out on the 14th. So that's the schedule, I know right now. So I'm used to having no breaks and moving on the fly and kind of just going with the flow and, being ready for whatever happens. So, I'm hoping to be up there earlier. I'm hoping to be able to turn my finals in early and get my grades so I can be there on time with everybody. But, I'm just ready to get up there. I really am.
Yeah, and what was it, Indiana? I know you being at Northwestern, and you've been here before playing and whatnot. So, and and understand, as you said, the history. But you could have gone different places. Why did you come to Indiana?
Yeah, well, it's funny because at first, going into the portal, I had one thing that I knew, I wasn't going to do, and in my head, I was like, I'm not going back to the Big Ten. I'm not going back to the Big Ten. And it was a couple of weeks. I was down to a couple of schools, and I get a text from a coach, and he said, my high school coach actually, and he said, yeah, Indiana texted me and reached out and see if you would want to be interested. And I was like, nah, don't worry about it. Like, tell him, I'm not interested. And, I was talking to my parents and told them, and they were like, what's the worst that could happen? You just have a conversation. And I was like, okay, fine. And I set up a Zoom with the staff. And then, I just saw Coach Woodson's energy, his plan, for Indiana University and for me. He was really straightforward, which is, what I appreciated about our conversation about, how I can help him and how he can help me, and how we both can, get Indiana University back to, where you were talking about earlier, Jim, about, getting it to the top of where it belongs, taking back the state, taking back, what it means to be an Indiana basketball player. So, those things, coupled with the familiarity with, the Big Ten and the chances, the things we had to do next year with the returning, Big Ten pieces, and was super exciting.
And Tamar, of course, you mentioned earlier several of the reasons Indiana checked the boxes off for a lot of different things for you, and you're someone that could have gone anywhere and played as well. What was it really, though, that just snapped and said, man, I'm going to Indiana, I'm going to Bloomington, I'm going to Indiana, I'm playing for Mike Woodson and these guys, and that's where I'm going to be?
I mean, definitely a lot of the same stuff that Miller said. I mean, it was just like, just his energy, like every single Zoom we was on, it was always consistent. He didn't make me any promises. He kept it 100 the whole time. Him, along with the rest of the coaching staff, and every coach on the staff, they all had the same vision for me and for the entire team. He laid everything out. Didn't try to hide nothing from me in terms of like no players or how anything's gonna go.
Charlie,
I just like I had already been through it, so it was kind of like when I knew, I kind of just knew like what school I was on up at.
Charlie.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, I'm glad to hear like those guys had great feelings, and also they heard transparency, right? I mean, and I think that's a great way to start a relationship. Transparency and honesty, right? Where you are today, where you want to be tomorrow, and have great guidance to get you there. And I'm happy for you guys. I mean, that's all I gotta say. But I'm happy for you guys, and you guys have a great opportunity in front of you. One day at a time. We get better over time, not overnight, man. Take it one day at a time, right? It's every possession. I don't care if it's walkthroughs. I don't care if it's no one's in the gym, as you guys are going to experience coming up very soon. Man, start that feeling right now, getting back to really playing for yourself and your teammates.
Well, guys, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to join us. I know you're busy. Tamar's got to go get back in the gym. Miller's trying to finish school and get out of there so we can get down here. Charlie's got to go back in the gym and do some more training. I'm the lazy one here. I'll be doing nothing probably, but no, I'm kidding. I got to go prepare for tomorrow, but can't thank you guys enough, and looking forward to being able to meet you guys and hopefully see real basketball players this year, and we won't be COVIDed off. But good luck to you both finishing your high school and your college semesters there. Safe travels when you come up, getting here. And thank you so much for joining us, Miller. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I had a great time.
Thank you and Tamar, thank you, sir, very much. Looking forward to getting to talk to you guys again.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
You absolutely, Charlie, man. Love having. Look forward to you every Monday. Burdell's not on tomorrow, so you're welcome to join us if you're available. But Charlie's on with our show each and every Monday. But thank you as always. Love having you talk to these guys because you're there and you know what that is like, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys, man. Good luck, man. I just wish you the best and go after it, man. Go get it.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here from Yogi's tonight. Thanks a lot to Yogi's for having us here and the Finney Hospitality Group, everybody. Cheryl Sizemore from Indie Home Pros as well. But you guys go out and make it a great night. We'll be back on tomorrow. Go out and do yourselves, do something nice for somebody. Wear your mask. And until tomorrow, I'm Jim Coyle. I will see you guys on the radio.